After a huge win over the Seahawks, Steve, I'm going to say it. And I'm born and raised in Philadelphia.
What?
I think the Rams are the best team in the NFC.
Really?
I think the Rams are the best team in the NFC. And it's
Why?
for a few reasons.
Okay.
And we're going to get into the entire offensive side of the ball. First off, defensive front's outstanding. Defensive line's unbelievable. They can get after you, forcing Sam Darnold into 4 picks in this massive game, which was. These two teams will play again in the division. They may end up splitting, and I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up happening. They're both really good.
Yes, they are.
But I love everything that's going on with the Rams in the way that they're playing football, as aggressive as they are as a defense. But then, Chris Shula, by the way, keep that name out there, Steve, in terms of this head coaching hiring cycle.
Really?
Yeah, this is a name
Why?
that teams are interested in, man. Obviously he's got some pedigree. Obviously, he's
like you. He got a good set of hair.
Yeah, he's got that.
Yeah.
He appreciate that. He is coming. People love to get people that have been around Sean. I mean, he really is kind of like a mecca in some sense. And Sean hasn't stumped for somebody like this. To people around the league, he's obviously given. Liam Cohen's really good. These guys are, but he thinks the world of Chris Shula, and I think this is a guy that's going to get some interviews this year. I think this defense has been playing really well.
Yeah,
but we're going to focus, because this is what we do on 89, on the offensive side of the ball here, Steve, and what we're seeing with the addition of Davante Adams and where that's gone and where this offense as a whole. It's been fascinating to watch this year shift gears with Davante Adams, Puka Nacua, and let's just start real quick with the guy, the head of the snake, essentially. Matthew Stafford at 37 is playing like the MVP of the league.
Man, Matthew Stafford is balling. And the reason why he's balling and people are putting him in a conversation of MVP, it just has to do with consistency. We know Baker Mayfield was up there in the beginning of the season, and rightfully so, and deserves his name thrown in the hat. But they're also on a few game losing streaks, and so, that part gets emphasized and people talk about that. Voters look at the win and loss categories, completion rates, all that stuff. But when you look at Matthew Stafford and all the stuff that he's doing, completion rate, right, it's just ridiculous. My man has 27 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. And he is 37 and a half years old.
Yeah. I think when I kind of asked around for this, Steve, going like, okay, to some other offensive coordinators, like, what are you seeing from Stafford? What are you seeing the way he's playing? I love that you ended there with the age, because they're going, at the age he's at, he's playing faster than the way the defenses play against him.
Yep.
He's a step ahead constantly, whether it's at the line of scrimmage before the snap, whether it's once the ball is snapped and recognizing
the
no-look passes. But I got to say this story. I remember I was down in Tampa talking to BA and Bruce Arians, and we were talking about Tampa was going to play against Mahomes. This is probably 5 years ago. And I was like, BA, when you watch him, he knows quarterbacks better than anybody, right? He's been with all of them, Bruce Arians. And I was like, the no-look passes from Mahomes, man. Like, what do you think? He's like, brother, have you not been around? Matthew Stafford's been doing that for a decade before this Mahomes guy came along. Like, Stafford's the best I've ever seen at it. Like, he came out and was just like, man, pay attention to this guy. Like, he's been doing it forever, and he's still doing it. And the point I want to make to you, Steve, is the way he is in the red zone, specifically the short area, I want you to tell everybody, like, how hard it is to have a successful passing game in that tight, short red area. He's been outstanding down there, specifically with Davante Adams, but outstanding as a whole. What do you see in the way that they work specifically with Adams? Is that just, I've been around forever, I can see everything you're trying to do as a defense when we're down in that tight red area?
That's a quarterback who's studying out the wazoo, who's looking around and trying to look for any tendency. What does the team like to do? It doesn't hurt that your head coach is even smarter or just as smart as you, and they're all on the same page. There's constant dialogue, constant conversation on, hey, what about this? What about that? I saw this. Hey, I really don't like that. So there's an open line of communication that's always talked about on what the coordinator likes to see, what the quarterback likes to see, and then there's dialogue on, hey, what are your top 15 to 25 passes that you want to see called during the football game, right? That happens. Quarterbacks are allowed to, they go down the list and go, okay, I like this play. I don't like that play. We ran it in practice, didn't go well. But what makes Matthew Stafford so good in the red zone, it's a short area, but you got to process and know where to go with the football right now. You can't go, well, I think I see it. You have to anticipate and throw it now. Because, and here's the difference. Great example, J.J. McCarthy. Waiting for a guy to get open means it's too late.
Yeah. And you look at the details that Davante works with, the details that Stafford works with. Like, I don't know if there's anything they haven't seen in terms of coverage down there. And they're both probably seeing it the same way.
But hold on, though. Here's the outlier. The detail of their passing game coordinator or the head coach, Sean McVay, who he's just as detailed as well. 100%. So he's giving them information and giving them keys to the test before they even get inside the classroom. He's over there, hey, man, look. Hey, right there, question 2, that's C. Hey, don't fall for question 3. All above is not. You got to read the detail. There's going to be one where
all above always threw me off. When I saw it on there, I was always like,
is this a trick?
Is this a trick? I'm going all above.
The thing that I love is Matthew Stafford at the age of 37.7, right? Because his birthday is in February.
Oh.
Where you are really going to start to see that Matthew Stafford understands how to play football, and he's playing at such a high level.
It's
and it's just unfair. This is a guy who didn't even practice in training camp. No and he come out there slanging 27 touchdowns.
And there's a very good chance, Steve, that like Davante Adams could lead the NFL in receiving touchdowns again. And it puts him in like rare, I think this will be his 5th season maybe, that he would lead the NFL in receiving touchdowns. He's on pace to potentially do that. And at his age and the way that they're playing, and the thing that I love the most, and this is what I'm going to focus on, because we haven't even mentioned Puka Nacua yet.
No, not yet.
The way that this offense and Sean McVay, a guy that lives in 11 personnel, 99% of the time of his career.
It is crazy.
Just 11 nonstop. And to put this into context for everybody, in week 6 against Baltimore, Puka Nacua goes down with the ankle injury, Steve. And the course of the season for this Rams offense, you would think would go down the crapper.
Davante Adams balled. It gave... Here's what his injury actually did for the team. You never want to have injuries, but the injury was a blessing in disguise because it was forced that they have to include Davante Adams, have to put him at a focal point that he's no longer, right? Not that he was, but you look at this offense and some of the things that have transpired where only one guy eats. You're starting to see that 2 guys are actually eating, and it's not taken away from the other. They're actually enhancing and putting more pressure on the defense of the opposing defense in a way that now you got to pick your poison, right? And they're running a football exceptionally well. And then Tyler Higbee, the kid from FAMU, Xavier Smith, and then they got Tutu Atwell. You can't pick one guy to isolate or to remove because then all of a sudden you allow somebody else to eat. And they not eating zooms and whams. They're not eating bologna sandwiches. Them brothers eating steak. They getting the chicken cordon bleu, right? It is good stuff.
It is. And Davante, to his credit, by the way, that's a Hall of Fame receiver, is like, come in and go.
Say that again.
That's a Hall of Fame receiver coming in going, I understand what Puka Nacua is to this offense. I understand his role in this offense. I'm cool having this role. It will all evolve. And the reason I brought up the injury, Steve, is when Sean McVay went and did something that we have never seen him do before. He said, guess what, guys? We're going to go to 11. We're going to switch from that. We're going to go to 12 and 13 personnel a ton, which he never did. I looked at the stats, which has been fascinating to watch. They ran 13 personnel last year, Steve, for 3 plays.
3?
3 total plays in 13 in 2024. In the last 3 weeks leading into week 11, they ran 89 plays in 13.
Yeah, you never go wrong with 89.
And so what ended up happening was the Puka Nacua injury happens. In the 3 games leading into that injury in week 6, Nacua played 90% of the snaps, 81% of the snaps, 92% of the snaps. The injury happens. They shift their offensive philosophy to ignore tight ends on the field and operating in that manner, which Matthew Stafford has been outstanding playing with this extra protection in 12 and 13. And you know what's fascinating, Steve? They've taken the focal point off the field. When they go to 12 and 13, Davante Adams stays on the field. Puka Nacua comes off the field. In the 3 games now since his injury, and he came back, so that's weeks 7
and 8.
10. 8, 9, 10, because he missed a week. So it's 3 games.
But no,
after
I'm
the
saying
injury.
week 7 and 8, he did not.
Yes,
he didn't play.
So coming back, his snaps are at 48%, 52%, and 66%. They have shifted to this mindset, and Nacua has still been effective in the smaller snap role as they've changed formations.
Exactly. He's had a bigger impact. However, that shift week 5. I travel a lot. I'm always on the road, whether I'm scouting. I was just in Berlin. But here's the thing about why I feel so comfortable when I'm away from my home. Simply Safe. It's just not some gadget or a camera. Simply Safe actually can help prevent a crime happening. It's not all this fancy headquarters. They just take care of it. They have live agents actually confronting potential criminals while they are still outside of your home. Man, that's crazy. Before they break in or commit a crime. So for me, Simply Safe has come at the right time. Because right now in the middle of the season, I'm everywhere. But one place that I know is safe is where Simply Safe is. There's no safe like Simply Safe. 89 listeners get an exclusive early access to Simply Safe Black Friday sale where you can save up to 60% on any new system. There will never be a better time to get real security for your home. To make sure to get your 60% off, simplysafe.com/89show. That's right, simplysafe.com/89show. And then obviously he got hurt week 6.
Yep.
Week 5, 11 targets, 9 targets, 15 targets against Philly, 14 targets against Indy, and 12 targets against San Francisco 49ers. Now, week 6, he gets injured, so it's 3 targets.
Yep.
Week 9, 7 targets, 7 receptions, 100%, 95 yards, 13.6. Week
productive.
10, 6 targets, 5 receptions. Week 11, 8 targets, 7 receptions. But basically what he has is 85 targets, 73 receptions, 85.9, so 86% reception when targeting. He's going to catch the football for 850 yards. Average reception, 11.6, 4 touchdowns, right? But 37% of his work is done in the slot, and then another 59% is done out wide. So he's lining up all over the field.
Yes.
And so you can't really put just one guy on him. You have to be able to decide and pick your poison on who do you want to deal with. And the Los Angeles Rams have done an exceptional job of saying, hey, whoever you decide to take away, we're not going to panic. It doesn't affect them at all. They go out and just keep making plays. And Davante Adams, what is he doing? Right? You talk about it over the last couple of weeks. First week against Houston, 8 targets, 4 receptions. 12 targets, 6 receptions. Week 5, that's when it started ramping up. 11, 5 receptions. Then again, Baltimore, he was featured because of Puka Nacua going down.
About
9 targets, 4 receptions, 39 yards.
What happened in
and
London,
then
Steve?
against the Jacksonville Jaguars, 8 targets for 35 yards.
Week 3 tutties in that game, I believe.
What'd you say?
He had 3 touchdowns in that game.
3 touchdowns. Then against New Orleans, 7 targets, 5, 60 yards, 2 touchdowns. Basically, 84 targets, 43 receptions, 51% of the time when he's throwing the ball, he's gonna catch it. 569 yards, but 10 touchdowns.
10 touchdowns.
Think about that. Your number 1 wide receiver on your offense has 4 and getting uber targets. And yet your number 2 wide receiver has 10 touchdowns, right? And he's playing in the slot 14% of the time and out wide 85.
Exactly.
So it's not the scheme. It has to do with the knowledge of the quarterback play, the expertise of the head coach / play caller Sean McVay, and then your general and commander-in-chief, Matthew Stafford, who understands where to go with the football, whether it's under pressure, being kept clean, or under duress. He's going to be efficient. And then Puka Nacua, who understands his role as well, and then all the other guys. So you talk about a well-stocked receiver room and offensive mindset. They, too, are extremely dangerous. And what makes them more dangerous has to do with that defense, who is creating a lot of havoc and trouble for a lot of people, which that defensive line has been so great.
Awesome.
It has made first-round draft pick Emmanuel Forbes give him an opportunity to kind of show that he belongs in the league. And I was watching him this week. Pretty impressed. Pretty impressed with his development based off this was a young guy who was light in the caboose. Didn't have a lot going on in the heavyweight department, but used to get thrown around. You remember A.J. Brown removing him out the club? Like, get out of here. That's not happening. He's coming up being a willing tackler. So you're talking about guys buying into the system and then flourishing. Man, that's outstanding by Emmanuel Forbes, and great job and kudos to the Los Angeles Rams of saying, hey, we are going to develop guys. So this is an organization who will give guys an opportunity to prove themselves. If you take the coaching and you thrive, man, it works out well for you.
I'm blown away. Like, this was a team, and you and I have talked about it a million times, Steve, that it's an offense focal point of one player. It was Cooper Kupp and went to Puka Nacua. Now Sean McVay says, hey, guess what, league? I know everybody's trying to go heavy personnel with 2 tight ends or possibly 3 tight ends. We're comfortable taking Puka Nacua off the field, still being a great offense.
That's very rare.
Very rare. Still being a great offense. And I'm curious what this means in the back end of the season and into the postseason, because what's the one thing you and I have had private conversations with about Puka Nacua? He plays so physical and so hard. Injuries are a concern to some extent. Is he fresher with some fewer snaps and more impactful? I think we're seeing that. We're seeing that. So now you see Matthew Stafford operating with Davante out wide, 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends. And what does that do for all the corners and the safeties? There's more gaps you got to worry about because the run game's different. Push them in the bind. And now you have the ability to do it's just I didn't know Sean was going to adapt like this season. I don't know if anybody thought it would. And I don't know if Puka doesn't get hurt, if he actually would have made this switch. And now you've seen them shift offensively to be even more dynamic, more versatile. Puka's fresher. Davante's had a role that kind of alters, becomes a 1 when they go to 2 and 3 tight ends, and then shifts back to a 2, and Puka's still a focal point. And you can have Puka get you down the field, and we're in the red zone, let's go 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends, let's make things difficult on you. It's just been incredible to watch this flip in the way that because Steve, they were good at it. Like, why flip when you're already good? They just made themselves better as an offense and more difficult to defend. And it's just been really, really fun. And you got the guy that's running the show in Stafford that can kind of do it all. And now defenses that are in greater bind. It's been wild to watch. Like it really has been. I don't know what they don't have because
I mean they hit all cylinders. Too. So what happens? What do you think happens in a Rams / Philadelphia Eagles? Like we know they've already played during the regular season, but you know what happens in the regular season doesn't always mean that that's going to happen in the playoffs. But both teams, Philly's trying to get back on the right track, right? Defensively, they're starting to get pressure back on. They make some acquisitions with Jalen
Phillips move has changed
right?
everything.
It was superb. You know how he does another great job, right? But what do you see? As a Philly fan, are you concerned if you have to play the Los Angeles Rams?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
If you talk to people in LA, Steve, they thought they should have won the game in the postseason last year. And the conditions, the snow, all that, like they very well and almost won that game anyways. They felt like if they won that game, they were going to win the Super Bowl. And you know what? When I look at the way the two teams are playing right now, I think Philly's defense is astounding. Like the Jalen Phillips move and Nolan Smith coming back and Nakobe Dean being healthy in the middle of that team. Nakobe Dean is everywhere on that field.
He is everywhere.
It's unbelievable. He's everywhere. Quinyon Mitchell's been playing great. They seem to be maybe figuring out that second corner. And you know, Dory Jackson had a really, really good game this past week. And so Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis up front, like that's a good defense. But the Rams are no slouch of a defense.
No, they're not.
And
Rams are problematic.
They're really problematic. So these are the top two teams in the NFC. I would just go to this. Like, which quarterback are you taking? I'm taking Matthew Stafford right now. Steve, he threw for 130 yards and had an 89 quarterback rating against the Seahawks, and it didn't matter. Like, Stafford didn't need to do anything in that game against Seattle. Like, the Rams are something kind of special right now.
But the thing is sometimes we like to look at stats to dictate what a guy can and can't do. And Matthew Stafford is one of those guys where he has really good stats as well. It's just been because he was playing in Detroit.
Yeah.
Right, that you didn't really respect and see how good of a player he was. Coming out of Georgia, just living here in Charlotte, watching him in Georgia, like, man, this dude could play.
Yeah.
But didn't think this dude was going to go throw for 60,000 yards in the league and play till he's damn near 40 years old and be able to play on the back end as good or even better that he was playing as a young man.
Yeah, like it's kind of cool. I'll wrap it up with this. That he was really good when he was young, but he was playing in an era with Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and Drew Brees and Phillip Rivers and overshadowed. And then he goes to the Rams. He does get a Super Bowl. But who are we always talking about? Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow. And he's kind of overshadowed by the next group. Yep. Right now, I love that he's getting his due for the way that he has played football and played the quarterback spot. He's kind of my pick for the MVP. It's been cool.
Okay. I like it.
Okay.